Asbury University, the small Christian university in Wilmore, Kentucky, just a few minutes south of Lexington, took the world by storm just 3 months ago when a scheduled church service spontaneously erupted into an 11-day nonstop revival. Asbury University made national headlines, drawing in close to 70,000 visitors who came in from around the world. But this wasn't the first of its kind in Kentucky. Just 45 minutes from Wilmore is the site of what was the largest revival in America during the 19th century. Brooke Ash reports the story of the Cane Ridge Revival.
Tucked beneath the lush greenery of Bourbon County is a stone shrine, preserving a centuries-old church in Paris, Kentucky.
The church itself was built in 1791.
Once inside these doors, you immediately step into a time capsule. The original Cane Ridge Meeting House, arguably one of the most important religious sites in all of American history.
This is also the birthplace of the Christian church.
It started with a group of Presbyterians who came to Kentucky to branch out on the advice of explorer Daniel Boone. 10 years later, this site would host the largest revival of the Second Great Awakening in America. Picture life on the frontier. It's August of 1801. The church was preparing to host its annual communion service, which often included revivals. Its minister, Barton Warren Stone, invited just about everyone he knew.
40 or 50 ministers, Baptist, Methodist, and Presbyterian.
And all of their members. At the time, a decent crowd might have topped 1,000. And then came the wagons and carriages, stirring up all the dirt and excitement.
20 to 30,000 people were here in the course of that week. The best estimates we've seen say that they were camping for 1.5 miles around the building.
Preachers would speak to crowds of 500 to 700 at a time, so it was just as much a social gathering as it was a worship service.
Quite a few of them really didn't care if they heard a sermon. They just simply knew this was going to be an interesting show.
The revival also had its critics.
Often they were looked upon as even possibly satanic. And they were also said to have been influenced by the alcohol consumed, which we know was also true.
The revival at Cane Ridge lasted 7 days, and yet today, more than 220 years later, it's still getting visitors.
Great is thy faithfulness.
Anywhere from 6,000 to 9,000 people come here every year. Today, a group from Canada, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Georgia.
She's like, "You guys want to go to Cane Ridge?" I'm like, "Yes, absolutely."
Lord, I pray for a unity like nothing we've ever seen before.
Each taking in the history so deeply rooted in this room and in their hearts.
You feel the weightiness of the people that gave so much.
Is this your first time being in this room?
Yeah.
I almost feel quivery, to be honest. I just feel like we've stepped into a moment and we've stepped into the presence of God in a different way than I've ever experienced. And just to think about the heritage and the legacy that's come from this place and how it's touched so many different churches, so many different denominations, and sparked revival all across our nation is powerful.
The question is, where will it happen next? Their only request is to make it like Cane Ridge. In Paris, Kentucky, alongside Chief Photojournalist Philip Merle, Brooke Ash, WHAS 11 on your side.
Amazing countryside in that part of Kentucky, and Cane Ridge is open to visitors April through October all week long. Larger groups are asked to call ahead.